I think I got out of a cult. Should I help the other women get out, too? New to writing on Reddit and terrified apologies. 5-ish years ago I got divorced and started dating for the first time. My ex and I were HS sweethearts, so dating was a new thing. We decided to divorce in September and then in October I started dating. Bad idea, I know. At that time I was a 24F and I went on a date with a 34M, we will call him Drake. He was charming and fun and we had hours of deep conversation. At the end of the date he told me he was polyamorous. I didn't know what that meant, I was very sheltered. So he explained that his wife knew he was on a date. I was confused but he ended the date saying he wouldn't reach out unless I did. I left very torn but did end up reaching out because I was in my newly single, fuck it all phase. The next couple months were chaotic to say the least. It started out small with things like, I don't like it when you tell me you don't want me to do things I want to do for you, sexually, then had me watch speeches about being successful, then took me on our third date and casually slipped in that he also had a girlfriend of 3 years and he needed to get back home but he was too high to drive. I drove him home, he jumped out of the car, told me to go inside, and then went out with his girlfriend. I ended up walking in and sitting next to his wife on the couch. Then he came back with his GF and said, let's start our family meeting, and then they all shared their thoughts on me being around. I was really quiet and confused the whole time. I thought we were just meeting for pizza like 3 hours ago. When we got back in the car after, he told me how disappointed he was in me. By the way, first date to family meeting happened in 6 days. Over the next few weeks I had to read books, sneak off at weird times, learn about his family, try weed, babysit his kids, listen to certain podcasts, sign up for seminars, and other things I won't try to recall. I stayed close to my best friends during all of this and at the first sign of me questioning things, they jumped in and shared their concerns. I left, got pulled back in because I was told I was abandoning his children and then officially left and cut all contact. Oh, and fun fact, he told me while high that he had so many kids and he hoped we would all live together on a mountaintop one day. I said that sounds like a cult and he said yeah. Fast forward 5 years. I'm happily married to the love of my life. I have an encrypted app one message some college friends on because of our respective jobs. I get a text out of the blue from Drake on this app asking how I am. I go into full panic mode. This app has no feature to connect your contacts. He would have had to type in my exact number to see if I was in the app and it's been 5 years. I find out he has moved, I block him, I talk to my husband, and am absolutely terrified. The next weekend we are hanging out with our best friends, the same friends who got me out, and the preacher and his wife from my friend's church. We are talking about old toxic exes and I bring up Drake. Before I even said his name, the preacher's wife goes, was his name Drake? Did he work at? I said, yes, and she said yeah my cousin was, the GF, to which I replied shut the fuck up, they are cool preachers lol. We then shared stories for a bit. My friends literally popped popcorn. My poor husband was horrified because he didn't know how bad it got until we were all talking. I had done a good bit of detective work when I got his message the week prior to find out how scared I should be. Turns out he had moved out of my area, so I relaxed. Interestingly enough, she had moved to the same city. And so had his wife. No one ever posts together, he's very weird about that, but they were all in the same city. The preacher's wife said she was so glad that GF got out, to which I replied, I don't think she's out. I could tell this upset her, and I feel terrible. The GF is about my age, so 10 years younger than him. His wife is his same age. I feel this obligation to tell them, but especially the GF, to get out, but I'm absolutely terrified of opening any door that could let this guy back into my life. I have a peaceful life now with the best husband and great friends. I did lots of therapy and worked through many of my people-pleasing tendencies. So, do I risk all of that to try to help her get out? Or do I trust that her family has tried and keep myself safe?